Okay, thank you everybody for attending this call. Again, if you can hear me, please drop me a 111 in the chat box and then I will make a start. Thank you. Okay, thank you, Davish. So my name is Dr. Jav. Again, welcome everybody to this presentation. And again, it's such a beautiful day. It is raining outside, but for me, every single day is beautiful because I'm in the perfect business. Now, during this presentation is about Forex and cryptocurrency, a little bit about myself. I've been trading, I've been in the currency markets now for around 5 years. And during this presentation, I'll talk to you about the basics of Forex. And from the outset, I just want to make it absolutely clear that you will not become an expert trader at the end of this presentation. This presentation is meant to be a guide on how you can start trading both the Forex and cryptocurrency markets. Now, we have an amazing system that I will talk about during this presentation, and this is coined the Learn and Earn system. This effectively means that you can learn and earn how to become a Forex trader from the outset. And when I say earn, I'm talking about how you can actually earn an income from trading from day one. And we have an amazing system that allows you to do that. I will also show you how you can potentially trade for free. So again, we have a system that allows you to potentially trade for free if you decide to participate in that system. And again, I will talk about that later in this presentation. Now, from the outset, I want to make it absolutely clear excuse me, that we make money by following trends in the market. We do not gamble. We do not try and predict the market. What we do is technical analysis, and we also look at fundamentals which enable us to place our trades successfully. And on average, around 80% of our trades, certainly through our systems, are making us profit. And that is a very, very good and achievable target for every single person on this call today. And again, what you need to note is when it comes to Forex, what we're doing is that we're changing or exchanging one currency pair for another currency pair. For example, if you were to go to the USA from the UK, go to a local exchange, go to the bank in the USA and change your pounds for your dollars, then you will have taken part in the foreign exchange market. Now, if you were to go back to that same exchange at a later date or time and make the same transaction again, you may be offered a different exchange rate. It's this difference in exchange rates that we as foreign exchange traders utilize to profit from every single day, every single second of the day. Now, again, very, very important to note, because the rates for any particular currency pair are changing all the time, we can effectively profit all the time. Now, it does not matter to us if the rate is going up or coming down. When the rates are going up for any particular currency pair, we basically buy in that market or go long, and when the rates are coming down, we go short or we sell in that particular marketplace. So we don't care if the markets are going up or coming down. We can profit regardless, and we place long positions and short positions in the market depending on what the rate is doing. Now, there's many, many different ways to trade. We can scalp the market, which means that we're placing many, many trades in minutes or even seconds long. So we buy and sell very, very quickly. That's called scalping the market, and it allows us to make some very, very quick wins. We can also swing, and I like to swing, and that basically means that you're trading over several days or weeks. So these are longer trades than you would place in the case of scalping the market. We also have a lot of day traders who actually work with us. Many of our students are day traders, which actually means that you do not hold your positions overnight. So you will buy and sell within one day, and therefore you are classed as a day trader. You can also be a position trader. Now, I do some position trading as well, where you hold your trades for weeks, months, or even years. Now, in the case of, for example, cryptocurrency, excuse me, for example, Bitcoin, you can do that, hold your trade for weeks, for months, for years. Effectively, the term is known as hodl. And when you hodl, you watch the market go up over a period of time, and then you exit from that market at an ATH or all-time high. And we also do a lot of position trading as well. I'm just going to share my screen with you and go through my presentation. And please, again, let me know if you can see my screen, and then I will continue. So just bear with me for a second while I make my screen bigger. So if you can see the screen, please let me know via the chat box, and then I will continue with the presentation. So again, if you can see the pie chart on the screen, this is actually Robert Kiyosaki who came up with this proposition and his cash flow quadrant. Now, Robert Kiyosaki, let me tell you a little bit of history about Robert Kiyosaki and how I was introduced to Robert Kiyosaki. Now, a little bit about myself. I've been over 20 years in business. That's 2 decades in business. This is my 3rd decade in business, and I've been an entrepreneur for over 20 years. Now, I didn't start off like that. I went to university, spent a very, very long time at university. I have a PhD in an engineering discipline and also an MBA from one of the top universities in the UK. So I was actually taught to be a corporate slave to the system, and that's the case for many, many people who go through the educational system in the UK, USA, or anywhere in the world. Unfortunately, you're taught to be a corporate slave to the system, and I was in that exact system for a very, very long time. Now, my first job was actually near London, and I was working in a job that I absolutely hated. So I decided to resign within 1 year of that job, and I decided to go to Australia for a few weeks. And when I was at the airport, I think it was Heathrow, I was looking through the book aisles and I came across the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Now, if you can get yourself a pen and paper, because I'll be stating certain things that I feel you should take notes. And again, if you have not bought the book and read the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad, please do so. So that's Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. Now, I read that book on my way to Australia in the airplane. Obviously, it was a very, very long flight, and I finished the book cover to cover whilst on that flight. And that was my first introduction to entrepreneurship and to living a life as a business owner as opposed to being an employee. Now, whether you know this or not, 95% of the world population will die broke. And it's a very, very unfortunate statistic. 7.8 billion people in the world. Of those 7.8 billion people, around 7.4 billion will die broke. It's the 5% of the world population that are financially free. 5% of the world population make more than 95% of the remainder of that population. 5% of the world population are business owners and investors. If you work for yourself as self-employed, you effectively have a job that you've given yourself. If you work for somebody else, you are an employee, have the employee mindset. And unfortunately, both self-employed people where you have no staff and employees make up 95% of the populace, and you are trained to be slaves to the system. Now, what we do with Forex trading, with commodities trading, cryptocurrency trading, indices trading, is that we teach you on how to hit the 5%, on how to hit the investor mindset. And that's what we do, and that's what we've been doing for a very, very long time. Now, going back to foreign exchange is basically the exchange of one currency for another currency, whether it's pound, whether it's dollars, euros, Japanese yen, it does not make a difference. All you are doing is exchanging one currency for another currency, and you're riding the markets. When the market goes up, you're buying. When the markets come down, you're selling. So it's a very, very good position to be in. Now, recently, the stock markets lost billions of dollars, billions in the space of just a few months. That has not made a single difference to the foreign exchange market. In the case of the stock market, when your stock value goes up, you sell. Now, in the case of foreign exchange, we can sell and we can buy depending on what's happening in the market. So again, what's happened in the stock market, the fact that billions of dollars have just gone into nowhere, a lot of people have lost a lot of money. A lot of businesses have lost a lot, billions of dollars worth of equity in these last few months. In the case of foreign exchange, it's made little or no difference to us. As long as there's volatility in the market, as long as the rates are going up or down, we can make money, and that's what we do every single day. Now, the foreign exchange market is very, very big. Now, I don't know if you know this, but 6.6, not 5.3, 6.6, up to $6.6 trillion are exchanged in foreign exchange every single day. And the record of $6.6 trillion was actually achieved in April 2019. Prior to that, the average, or up to $5.3 trillion were exchanged in foreign exchange every single day. If you don't know what $1 trillion is, $1 trillion is actually a 1 with 12 zeros in front of it. So it's a very, very big number. And the good thing about foreign exchange is that it's 24 hours a day, 5 days a week. We can exchange on the foreign exchange market Monday to Friday, 5 days a week. There's a bit of overlap on Saturday and Sunday when the markets are open in sort of New York and Sydney exchanges, but generally 5 days a week you can exchange on the foreign exchange market 24 hours a day. In the case of cryptocurrency, you can actually exchange on the cryptocurrency market 7 days a week. Now, there are at this moment in time around 5,000 cryptocurrencies in the market. That's a very big number. There are 5,000 plus cryptocurrencies in the market. The first cryptocurrency in the market was actually Bitcoin. I'll talk about that in a few minutes. But again, when it comes to cryptocurrency trading, you can trade 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. Now, I don't know if you know this, but banks, your bank where you bank today, where you have your savings account, where you have your current account, banks like Barclays, Santander, Lloyds, TSB, HSBC, I can go on and on, RBS, these banks make over $1 trillion every single day. So 1 with 12 zeros in front of it, $1 trillion every single day from foreign exchange. And the most interesting thing is that they're doing this with your money. So whatever money you have in your banks are using that money to make over $1 trillion every single day from foreign exchange. So whether you like it or not, you're in the foreign exchange market because your bank is doing it and they're doing it with your money. So my question to you is, although you may have something in your bank account, how much money have you made on your money in the last 10 years? How much money have you made on your money in the last 10 years? Now, when I ask that question to people many, many times, the answer is close to zero. For the last 10 years, the interest rate in the UK and the USA and many, many other countries has been very, very low. It's been close to zero, in fact. So many people who had their savings in their bank accounts have made relatively nothing. However, interestingly, your bank has made multiple times what you've had in your bank account in the last few years, and they do that every single day. So my question to you is, why should you not do Forex as well? Banks have been doing it for donkey's years. We've been doing it for a very, very long time. And people like you and me make up 20% of the investor base. So we make up 20%, we're termed retail investors. And then of course you've got banks and hedge funds as well. Now, again, like I said before, Forex is a 24-hour a day, 5-day a week market. And the amazing thing is with foreign exchange, you can use a system known as leverage. Leverage means that you do not need to use your own money or all of your own money to exchange with. We have a system known as leverage, whereby the broker that you use actually lends you money that you can use and earn a profit from. So the system is absolutely amazing once you know it. Now, again, what we do is we don't just teach you how to trade the markets. We mentor you, we hold your hand. We actually have training every single day on how to trade the markets. There's different types of training or trading that you can do. Like I said before, you can scalp the market, you can become a day trader, you can swing trade, or you can position trade. It does not matter to us what kind of trader you want to become, but what you'll find is as you go through the training, as we teach you and mentor you, your skill set as a trader will develop and you'll choose a trading style that is best suited to you as a person and to the kind of role you've played in society or in a job prior to this. So again, we mentor you, we hold your hand on how to trade the markets. Now, excuse me, as I stated before, we do a lot of work on digital currencies as well. So the first digital currency to the market was actually Bitcoin. Bitcoin was conceived in 2009, and in 2009, the price of one Bitcoin was around 10 cents. 10 cents or 10p if you're in the UK. So very, very low. In December 2017, the price of Bitcoin went up to around $20,000. So from 10 cents to $20,000 in a space of around 8-9 years. Many people who bought Bitcoin when the price was relatively low. When I say relatively low, I'm talking about 10, 20, 30 cents up to maybe a couple of $100-$300. Many of these people that bought multiple Bitcoins at that stage and hodled, held on to their Bitcoins and sold at the ATH, the all-time high, many of them became multimillionaires, and they didn't even have to trade. All they did was buy at the low and sell at the high. So these early proponents of Bitcoin became very affluent just by holding onto one asset class. Today, the price of Bitcoin is hovering around the $9,000 mark. Bitcoin, the price of Bitcoin is very low today. We've just had Bitcoin halving. I think it was 11 May 2020, so just a couple of weeks ago, we had Bitcoin halving when the supply of Bitcoin to the market halved. Now, prior to this Bitcoin halving, in 2016, 25 Bitcoins were produced every 10 minutes. Prior to 11 May 2020, that number was 12.5. Today, 6.25 Bitcoins are mined or produced every 10 minutes. So the supply of Bitcoin has come down, and this happens every 4 or so years in the case of Bitcoin. Whenever the supply of any particular asset class comes down, demand naturally goes up. When demand goes up, the price of that asset class will increase, or the price will go up. And that's what we've seen with Bitcoin over and over again, same with Ethereum and a fair few other cryptocurrencies as well. Now, based on that simple market economic principle, we are expecting the price of Bitcoin, based on supply and demand economics, to hit 6 figures 2 to 3 years from today. We saw the increase in price of Bitcoin in 2017. We are expecting the same within a couple of years, when we expect the price of Bitcoin to hit 6 figures. 6 figures is over $100,000. So if you're not invested in Bitcoin at the moment, my recommendation would be to learn how to do it. Learn how to buy and sell Bitcoin, learn how to trade Bitcoin, learn how to compound your profits, and you could be sitting on a very good nest egg in a couple of years' time. Many people are doing this. Certainly in my team, our students are doing this so that they can effectively pay off their mortgages in a couple of years. That's what we're going to see very soon. So again, if you're not doing or looking at cryptocurrency, I thoroughly recommend it. Now, we don't just trade foreign exchange and cryptocurrency. We do other things as well. We do high frequency trading as well. Again, this is not something I do very much of myself, binary options, but again, it's an option open to you if you want to do it. Now, we have one of the best platforms in the world. I've been to many courses and educational programs to learn not just how to trade, but also personal development and other investment vehicles as well. I've never seen anything like what we have today in this business. We have over 100 mentors that are allocated to you that will teach you and show you how to trade the markets. Over 100 6- and 7-figure traders are sitting ready to teach you how to trade. I have not seen this anywhere in the marketplace, and that's why our system is absolutely amazing. We have mentors who teach you how to trade through live workshops. Now, when I say live workshop, I mean the mentor, whether it's me or somebody else, is sitting down and trading with you live. So we do live trading every single day, and you can place the same trades as your mentor is placing. Again, the mentors are making 6-7 figures. So you're talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars to millions of dollars every single year from trading, and you are able to place the same live trades as your mentor. I don't know any other system, any other program, any other educational platform in the world that allows you to do that, where you have over 100 mentors, and that's what sets us apart from many other systems in the world. Now, if you look at the screen here, we have one of our flagship products is the Harmonics, and the Harmonics maps out harmonic patterns in any particular trade, and it gives you entry points, stop loss, and also take profit numbers that all you have to do with is copy and paste into an app on your phone, and the trade is automatically placed for you. So the Harmonics system is an automated platform that allows you to place automated trades. There's an element of it where you do need to do a little bit of analysis, and the good news is that we actually teach you how to do that analysis. That analysis can take 5 or 10 minutes, and then you can place your trade knowing that your trade is likely to be 80% profitable. So around 80 or so % of our trades from the Harmonics system are profitable, and we've managed to teach many, many people who have had not a single idea on how to trade when they join the program. Again, we've got, if I just look at the demographics of the kind of people that learn and trade with us, we've got many, many students around the world. So university students who are trading and becoming financially free. We've got doctors, we've got people who are not working in a job, single fathers, single mothers. We've got people from all disciplines and all countries. We have a very, very big team, very, very big teams in Africa, in Australia, Australasia, in the Far East, in the USA, in South America. I could go on and on. We have traders in over 120 countries. We have over 200,000 students that trade with us. And like I said earlier, we trade FOREX. We also trade cryptocurrency through our swipe coin facility. We also trade commodities like gold, silver, oil, gas, and we trade indices like US 30 and German 30. Now, I don't know if you know this, but 80% of trading is mindset. 10% is knowledge and 10% is skill set. And we offer you a 360-degree platform where we help you with the skill, the knowledge, and also the mindset. Now, when it comes to mindset, because mindset is so important when it comes to trading, we've actually partnered with Bob Proctor. If you don't know who Bob Proctor is, do a Google search. Bob Proctor is one of the biggest and most famous business personal development coaches in the world. And we have a partnership with Bob Proctor where he actually trains us. He's my mentor as well. He trains us every single week on how to develop our mind for success. And this is huge. When it comes to trading, if you just learn the skill set and the knowledge, you won't become a very good trader and you are very, very likely to fail. But because we have personal development training every single week from Bob Proctor, we also do our own internal personal development training as well. But because we train your mind for success, the success rate that we have is very, very big. And we've seen, like I said before, huge success all over the world where many, many people have become financially free. With 200,000 students all over the world in over 120 countries, you cannot go wrong. Now, our system, the FOREX system you can see here, it is our most popular system. There's a startup and a monthly cost. And again, when it comes to looking at competitors in the market, when it comes to looking at other people offering the same kind of program, again, the average price in the UK to learn how to trade foreign exchange is around £5,000. And once you get there, if you would like mentorship, you're looking at around $20,000 or pounds every single year for mentorship. So compare that to what we've got, and effectively it's a no-brainer. And we have an amazing system, the FRX system, that teaches you how to trade. We have a DCX system as well, which is primarily for cryptocurrency. But again, my recommendation is to look at the systems that we've got and learn how to trade using this system. We have a few add-ons as well that you can choose to add on once you become an adept foreign exchange trader. And again, we have a 2 for free system. So our 2 for free system basically means that if you were to recommend 2 people that were to join the program as well, then you do not need to pay anything else ever again, as long as those 2 people are active. Now, $235 equates to about 180, 190 pounds, UK pounds. I can see many people on this call today are from the UK, but we also have an international crowd as well. So $235 to learn how to trade the foreign exchange market is a no-brainer. We also have another system whereby if you were to recommend more than 2 people, the company will actually pay you, and you can use those funds in your trading account, or you can live off that income. Many, many people, including myself, that I know in this business are financially free because of this additional income and also the trading income. Now, we are not fixed to a desk in any particular country. We do not need to work for an employer. We do not need to have a 9 to 5. We can trade from anywhere in the world because we have this amazing bespoke system. Now I'm going to stop my screen now and go back to my view. And what I want to do now is actually give you a demonstration on how we trade. So I'm just checking to see if my colleague is on this call. So I actually work very, very closely with a proficient and a ferocious trader, Mandeep, who is on this call. And what I want to do now is, I think I've spoken for long enough. I would like Mandeep to talk about one of our systems. And this system is actually known as vibrator, and it's a scalping system that beginners can use. So it's a very, very successful system. Many people have become financially free from scalping the market. So I'm just looking to see if Mandeep is on the call. Yeah, Mandeep is on the call. So I'm going to pass the buck on to Mandeep so Mandeep can speak, and she will give you a demonstration on one of our many systems that we use every single day to trade from. Mandeep, are you on the call?
Yes, Dr. Jav, how are you doing? You good?
Oh, very well, thank you, Mandeep. It's good to see you again.
Yes, good to see you too. Thank you for that presentation. It was great.
No, it's brilliant to have you. So please take it away. Talk about vibrato, whatever you want to. Maybe give your testimonial so people can relate to you. Mandeep, thank you for having me on the call.
No worries. Thank you. So that was our amazing Dr. Jav. Dr. Jav is actually an amazing friend, business partner, prolific trader. I've actually learned a lot from him myself, and I thoroughly enjoy working with him. He's really someone that I look up to a lot, because we've been actually partnered up for quite some time now in this business, and honestly, it's amazing. It is really amazing, the people that you meet, the friendships that you create. But I know you're all here to learn about Forex and how all that sort of that works. But a bit about myself. So I'm Mandeep. I'm from Leicester. It's a city in the UK. I appreciate there might be some people outside of the UK here, but it's a city in the UK 2 hours north of London. And I come from a corporate background where my boss used to say, do you know what? This is the car that you're going to drive. This is the house that you're going to live in. These are the restaurants you're going to eat at. And the reason why I'm saying that is because my boss dictated my pay, which meant that everything I did in my life was dictated by exactly that. So it meant that all my choices were limited in that sense. Now, nothing wrong with having a job. At the end of the day, it does pay the bills, it does feed our families. But to be honest, it doesn't give us that financial freedom, which a lot of us are seeking. And that's exactly what I wanted. I wanted a system where I could physically work from home. I could physically, trade or do something from the comfort of my home without leaving, my house, or if I was abroad on a trip, I could do something and have a business running every single day. And this is where this, the slide just said 5.3. I think it's increased since then. So this is where we have a $6.6 trillion industry. Now, I don't come from a background of mathematics, statistics, or charts. I come from a background of education, believe it or not. So I used to sit with head teachers in my corporate role and educate them on how they could understand the recruitment in their schools. So whether it's a primary school or a secondary school, I basically used to work with these head teachers to help them with their staffing. And I did that for about 10 years of basically a decade, for 10 hours a day. So I'd get up, go to work, eat, sleep. Get up, go to work, come home, eat, sleep. So I did that on a cycle for 10 years until I thought to myself, hang on, I don't need to be doing this all the time. I don't want to do this until I'm in my 60s. God forbid, I think the retirement age is going to be 70 soon. I mean, it's absolutely crazy what the government are doing out there. So I decided to take control of my own financial future. And I tell you one thing, ladies and gentlemen, the amount of people we have helped to impact since the pandemic is huge. It is amazing. It is, honestly, it's so great, the lives that we are impacting across the world. Now, from not knowing anything about Forex, I now basically train my teams. I train my teams from not knowing anything about Forex. If you ask me the question, okay, Mandeep, are you a confident trader? How do you feel? I would have said, no, I don't know anything. I'm really nervous. I'm scared. I don't know what I'm doing. Today, I'm going to show you a strategy that I use, which is called a scalping strategy. It's called a scalping strategy. Now, in trading, there are 3 types of traders out there. Well, 3 main types of traders. So you've got scalpers who go in and out the market very quickly. Then you've got day traders who sort of trade over a period of hours or days. Then you've got swing traders who leave in their trades for weeks, if not months, if not years. And all three can make you a considerable amount of money. But of course, it's about learning the skill. We don't give any guarantees. We don't make any income claims. We don't lead by profits. We lead by education, because that is exactly what Mastery Iron Forex Academy is. It is an education provider to help teach you. So let me share my screen and show you one of our products. So this is one of our products. I actually took this trade a little earlier on today, so I'm going to share it with you. This is basically a live example. GBP AUD, so the Great British Pound against the Australian dollar. And if you can see my screen, just put a 1 in the chat box and I'll talk and walk you through how exactly to take this trade. So just put a number 1 and we'll get started straight away. Now, effectively what you're looking at is 3 lines. 3 lines is what you're looking at, which is the red thick line, the blue thick line, and the green line here. Now, I want you to look at this particular crossover from here. So let me just draw the line so you can actually see it just there. Just going to thicken this line so you can see it nice and clearly. So you can all see a yellow vertical line just about there, right? Now, this is essentially where I'd enter this trade earlier on today. So at the point of where this yellow line is, can everybody see a crossover of the red and the blue line just before the horizontal line? Can you see that there? If you can, put a yes in the chat box. Can you see a crossover of the red and the blue? Can you see there? That's where the crossover is, the red and the blue line. So that is step number 1. That is step number 1. Now, step number 2 is the red line is the dominant line. So the red line, if it is below the blue line, it's an indication for a sell. And if it's above the blue line, it's an indication for a buy. Now, right now, this red line is below the blue line. So you tell me, is that an indication for a buy or a sell? Is that an indication for a buy or a sell? Put your answers in the chat box. What do you all think? Because I'm getting you to participate so you can understand how easy this system is. Exactly, it's a sell. And question number 3, again, this is so simple. Which way is that was the green line pointing at this? If I just move this here, because now we're looking at the green line, was the green line moving up or was it moving down? Was it moving up or was it down? So after that yellow line, which way was the market moving? Was it moving up or was it down? It's moving down, right? Can you see the green line? The green line is moving down just after here. I'm talking about the green line, by the way, not the market candlesticks. I'm talking about the line itself, because this at this point is where I entered, right? Now, I entered at this point here, and what this product gives you is a guaranteed 10 pips. So guaranteed 10 pips. Now, of course, if I get my ruler and measure from where I entered, that's about 140 pips, which is a lot of pips. But what this strategy guarantees you is 10 pips. So what does that actually mean, Mandy? Well, let me explain. 10 pips means that if you are putting on a lot size of £1 or €1 or $1 a pip, that is $10. That is 10 pips. That is £10 that you are going to make. If you put on a lot size of £10 a pip for catching 10 pips, that's $100. That's £100. That's €100. Now, I don't want to confuse people too much, but this is essentially how powerful this strategy is. Say if you put in a lot size of £100 a pip, that's $1,000 or 1,000 pips or £1,000 if you caught those 10 pips. So it's a very, very simple articulated strategy. Let me show you a different example of something else. So let's go through this as well. Again, I'm going to put a line here just after the crossover to make it very, very easy for you. So the crossover happened about, oops, sorry, put the wrong line on. Let me just do that again. The crossover happened about here. Right, so after the, look at the horizontal line there. Do you see a crossover just before the red and the blue line? Yes or no? Do you see a crossover of the red and the blue line? Can you see it's just there, can't you? The red and the blue line have crossed over. So that is step number 1. Nice and easy. Step number 1, it's crossed over. Step number 2, this is a buy. So we want the red line, which is the dominating line, to be above the blue line, which it is. It's literally above the blue line, which is great. And at the point that I entered this about an hour ago, this line was actually pointing up. Can you see just from this point to this point, it was pointing up. So again, let's count how many pips we would have caught with this. From the point of the crossover, that's like 80 pips. At a pound a pip, that's 80 pips. At a euro a pip, that's 80 euros. At a dollar a pip, that's $80. But of course, what we can say with this strategy is it certainly 90 to 95% of the time, it is giving you 10 pips. It is giving you 10 pips. Now on the left here, you can see all the currency pairs that are coming through in terms of trade alerts. So you don't actually have to research which trade to look for. All the trades come in on the left-hand side there as a buy or a sell. So you are never alone in your trading. You know exactly what you are doing from the get-go, from start to finish. You understand this. Now remember, 2.5 years ago, before I came to this business, I did not have a clue about trading. I didn't even know Forex stood for foreign exchange. That's how embarrassing my knowledge was. I just didn't have a clue. But what I did know was I did not want to answer to a boss. And I wanted time to myself. I wanted to be able to travel the world. I wanted to be able to retire my parents. I wanted to be able to put a few deposits on a couple of houses and start a property portfolio. But I could not do that on my wage alone. Because listen, most people live life this way, where they have too much month at the end of the money. Make 2020 your year. If you're looking at this for the first time, I would say grab it with both hands and give it a go. Give it a go. Because honestly, there's no contract. You're going to be working with us, myself and Dr. Jav directly. We actually give you the training. We actually give you the teaching, and people are winning. People are making a massive difference to their financial future. So I would say definitely don't miss out on this. I've given you a live example of a buy and of a sell in this session just now. The rest is up to you, but honestly, you want to get involved as soon as you can. Dr. Jav, thank you very much for having me on, and back over to you. Thank you.
Mandeep, thank you so much. That was absolutely amazing. Can we have some fire emojis for Mandeep? Now, Mandeep is one of our prolific master traders, and she's only been trading for like 2 or 3 years, and she's absolutely smashed it. And yeah, we're really proud of her. Now, the system that Mandeep just showed you was Vibrata. It's a scalping system, and it's a beginner's setup. So very much like Mandeep, when I first joined well, actually, when I first started trading, I did not even know what a Forex stood for. I didn't have a clue. I knew what a stock market was, but I didn't know what a foreign exchange was or Forex was. But once you start doing something a little bit every single day, even if it's 10 minutes a day, eventually that will become a habit, and the habit can set you free. Now, today, the economy is not what it was 2 months ago, 3 months ago, 6 months ago. Now, you would have to be living on the moon if you didn't know what was happening today in the markets. Like I said earlier in this presentation, the stock market has fallen by billions of dollars. Many, many companies have gone bust. Many, many more companies will go bust. In the next 3-6 months, 1 to 3 years, we are heading towards a recession. The government has bailed out the employees, self-employed, limited companies. A lot of people are in furlough at the moment, where the government is paying your wages. Now, all of this money has to come from somewhere. The government is printing money, and this money has to come from somewhere. And unfortunately, it's going to come from you if you're working in a job, or even if you're self-employed. And in fact, everybody, because when you go to the markets, when you go into the shops, inflation will take over in the next couple of years, and prices will be higher. So we'll be paying for this bailout for the next, I'd probably say 5-10 years. So you need to be in a position where you are, what's the word I'm looking for? You're independent from what's happening out there. And trading allows you to do that. As I said earlier, the stock market has fallen massively, but the foreign exchange market is unaffected. We're still making good income today. In fact, we're doing better today than we were doing 3 months ago. There's more volatility in the market, which means that we can achieve a higher profit. So my recommendation to every single person on this call, on this presentation, is to take hold of the reins and do something different today. Unless you do something different today, you'll be in the same position 3 months from today, 6 months from today. In fact, it'll be a worse position, because even if your income is the same, because of inflation, you'll be effectively earning less because you need to spend more in the shops. So do something today, take hold of the reins, and learn how to trade. We do not trade for you. We do not copy trade. We give you the wheelbarrow. We give you the spades so you can go out there and trade yourself. We have the best, or one of the best, mentorship programs in the whole wide world. We have over 200,000 students trading with us, and that number we are projecting to hit 1 million students within a couple of years of today. So please get on board, get back to the person that recommended you attend this call. We have the best system in the world. We have many, many students, hundreds of thousands of students all over the world, many of whom are now financially free. Both myself and Mandy are here to support you all the way. We'll hold your hand. We have daily training calls. So please get back to the person who recommended you attend this call. If you come through to this presentation through me, through a WhatsApp message, through my social media pages, then get back to me. But definitely thank you for attending this call, and we look forward to working with you very, very soon. Thank you.